A snake slithers from a porridge pot, slathered in oats, spitting, hissing, and slipping between bottles. Leaving a stream of slop in its wake, it slinks to the sink and slides down the plug hole. Perry Panda paces the kitchen impatiently, his eyes darting between the rusty pans caked in dust, a musty flan with mouldy crust, and bottles brimming with bubbly stuff. Paws fiddling edgily, he waits to see if Pauline Platypus's recipe produces the perfect pastry or proves to be a waste of ingredients. Meanwhile, Perry's dinner guests, all smartly dressed, sit around the dining hall table. There is Alistair Alligator, smiling politely as Belinda Bison recounts stories from her childhood. There is Anthony the Ant, offering a toast to the old age of his age-old friend Cory Cockroach. There is the elderly otter Oscar, telling terrible jokes, roaring with laughter and coughing straight after each witty anecdote. Timothy Tiger and Caitlin Cat are sat clawing their chairs, staring at vultures and comparing cultures with badgers, budgies and bears. Tim the Toad is sat on his own, wearing a red bow tie, but one guest is missing from Perry's list. Where is Fredrick the Fly? There is a hippo, a warthog, a Doberman dog, a bat, a rat, and many a gnat, a crocodile with a menacing smile, a panther and lion whose shirts need an iron, a goat in a waistcoat, a stoat in a snood, a pug being prudish, a ram being rude, a pig in pinstripes whose plate is a sty. But still, not a sign of Fredrick the Fly. Where is our Fred? Dom Dog dismays. I thought he might be able to come along and sit with us at the head of the table. We've donned our finest dresses, sworn in our smartest suits, put on the perfect party just to hear of his pursuits. His presence is always a blessing, his manner always polite. He's a better creature than any of us. We can't eat without him tonight. Speak for yourself, you scruffy old dog, Belinda Bison cuts in. Your trousers are torn, your tie more than worn, and your top hat was tipped in a bin. My garments are fine. My necklace divine. I'm the most popular here. So give me a spot at the head of the table, you rough-looking, ragged old dear. Harumph, Oscar Otter chokes. Hark, hop, hoo! Of all the heads this table could have, it should surely not be you. Now I am wise, and I'm surprised that you think you could do a job for me. You all must see, I'm the head, it's true. Perry Panda strides into the room proudly, his eyes darting between a saddened dog whose clothes are rough, a maddened bison whose mood is gruff, and Oscar Otter shouting stuff. Paws gripping a plethora of peerless pies, he expects to find countless eyes and noses turning to savour the sight of perfect pastries and scent of pungent pumpkins. Instead, Perry's guests, all smartly dressed, arise from the dining hall table. There is Alistair Alligator, snarling perilously as he picks up a pie to toss at Belinda Bison. There is Anthony the Ant offering to build a food fight fort to protect his age-old friend Cory Cockroach. There is the elderly otter Oscar, snatching multiple pies, throwing them quick and coughing a bit before being hit in the eye. Timothy Tiger and Caitlin Cat have crawled under their chairs, bodies all curled from pies being hurled, avoiding crumbs in their hair. Tim the Toad is stood on his own, his tongue darting out to the sky, flicking it here and flicking it there to gather up loose bits of pie. There is a hippo, a warthog, A Doberman dog, a bat, a rat, and many a gnat, a crocodile hurling pie with a smile, a panther and lion whose shirts have some pie on, a goat in a pumpkin, a stoat stood in food, a pug with a pie dish, a ram looking crude, a pig's rowan pin stripes whose plate's still a sty. But wait, oh look, it's covered in pie. A hush now ensues. The pie has been cast. A fly now appears. It's Fredrick at last. All eyes turn to watch him. All ears open wide. The silence feels uncomfortable. The wild mood has died. He flies to bats, wombats and dogs and cats and lots of gnats and hogs and bulls and bobcats, bugs, baboons, rats, rhinos, rabbits, raccoons, a gull, a grouse, a moose, a mouse, a panda and a shrew. He flies to every animal that is covered in pumpkin goo. He flies to the ceiling, he flies to the floor. He flies to the window, he flies to the door. He flies all around, saying nothing at all, and finally lands at a spot on the wall. My dear, dear old friends, he says, what is this terrible business? I've been here for all, as a fly on the wall, and have sadly had to bear witness to pride, to greed, to planting seeds of wrath in self-despair, to recreating human traits for which we should not care. You donned your finest clothing, all tailored, but, you see, tailors tailor fancy suits, not personality. I've sat on ears of cows and listened to them talk, enjoyed the tales of horses who wondered as they walked. I've chased the wings of sparrows and loved the tunes they sing, reminding me with every note of the beauty we all bring. Not one of us is better than any of the others, and as a unit we survive, as sisters and as brothers, sat at the head of the table or sat alone on the wall. No seats define our status, they really mean nothing at all. So, in the forest canopy, in the sky or under sea, you be you and I'll be me. And we'll be all, and all will be so free to love wholeheartedly, and gleeful to be part of the conceivably, believably, completely free society. Hear, hear! Oscar Otter roars. Belinda Bison cheers. The gnats break out with loud applause and shed some joyful tears. Let's make peerless pies for Perry, Tim the Toad croaks out. We'll bake as one, feeling merry, if we all help out. And so they do, with every creature helping in their way to make not only perfect pies, but also the perfect day. With clothes unclean and smiles great, all helping out together, the animals shall remain equals from now until forever.